was very difficult to understand me talking with a kind of croaky voice.
Well,
but it was really a miracle.
Well, you had a miracle with Frannie last week, and you completely cured a physical affliction that was very obvious. It would have been actually a great movie, even though they couldn't have understood you at the beginning. They would have understood you at the end.
Yes, and it was a big problem for me because with the work I do, being voiceless, can you imagine what can I do in class if I can't talk?
Right, that's right, because you're an English teacher. That's right.
Yeah, I'm really grateful to Frannie. Bano, you are wonder, Bano.
Frannie's a miracle worker, you know?
Yeah.
She's a miracle worker. We all are. We're all miracle workers, and that's what we are making movies about. That's what I document. They're documentary movies about miracles, people's miracles. And I want you to lower your camera a little bit so that I can see your, neck a little bit. And that's better.
Now?
Yeah, that's definitely better. Yeah.
You want my neck? Here's my neck.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, you're curing a thyroid nodule.
Yeah, 4 of them.
You have 4 nodules. 4 nodules on your thyroid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very small, but 4 of them.
Yeah. Okay. So, and you've been at this for how long? Have you been working on curing it?
Not much, because I didn't know of the nodule until 15 days ago, if I remember well.
Okay.
Because it all started with the doctor where I go for my lungs. She asked a blood test to see the state of my thyroid. And I did that, and then I went to my medical practitioner, and she told me, I want you to go to an endocrinologist because these values are not very high. We don't have to worry about anything. I just want to go into it deeper. And I went, and this lady told me, yes, there are 4 nodules, and let's repeat the blood test, because if it's what I think, it's nothing to worry about again, but you have to be on a pill for the rest of your life. So I repeated the blood tests, and went back to my medical practitioner, and she told me, yes, this confirms my suspicion. Don't worry, but you'll have to take this pill for the rest of your life. So now, what I want to do is, I already have an appointment with the endocrinologist for the 11th of December. I want to get there and tell this doctor, look, as I will have to take the pill for the rest of my life, what I'd like to do is wait for another few months, have another blood test and another ecography, and then decide what to do. And in the meantime, I want to work on it with IMMUNICS.
Okay. Do you have any symptoms that you feel of the thyroid nodules that you're conscious of?
I don't think so, but I don't really know what the symptoms would be.
Can you, for our next meeting, if you could, I'd like you to read on the web what the symptoms are, and also you can call Jen because I think she knows.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe later today you can call her because she's around today.
Okay. Good.
Later on after this call you can call her because she's curing a thyroid nodule too, and she has no symptoms and she knows what they are. I don't see any symptoms in you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel normal?
Yes, I feel normal.
Yeah. People with thyroid nodule symptoms don't feel normal. That I remember that part, okay? So it seems to me like you have no symptoms. Now I want you to test, am I in a loop with the doctor?
Am I in a loop with the doctor? I get yes.
Okay, so that right there, and you can hear, like if you're thinking about, well, maybe I'm going to have to take these pills for the rest of my life, you're obviously in a loop.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because somebody who cures, I mean, I've watched you, like you worked a miracle with your throat last week. Like you couldn't talk at the beginning of your session with Frannie and you cured it in the session.
Yes.
And anybody who cures things like that ought to feel like they're not going to have to take pills.
Yes.
And so if you feel as though you have to take pills, you're obvious. Test this, is the doctor assaulting me?
Is the doctor assaulting me? I don't know.
Actually...
let me tell you, I'm thinking of the endocrinologist.
That's okay, because
that's one doctor, and then there is my medical practitioner.
Is there any doctor that's assaulting you?
Is there any doctors that is assaulting me? No movement.
Okay, it's possible that you can't test for it, which would mean the assault is working. Now look, your doctor doesn't mean to assault you.
Of course, I know.
You know, your doctor isn't trying, like they don't sit around planning how they're going to assault you. It's just that the nature of what they're doing is assaultive for somebody who cures things. Because no matter how much you cure, they will always assume, they will always treat you like you don't cure things.
Yes.
Well, you can ask, you test this question, is my doctor treating me as though I don't cure things?
Excuse me, I didn't get you by
Is my doctor treating me as though I don't cure things?
I don't know. Maybe she was treating me like that before I gave up smoking, because she was almost sort of angry at me.
Does it seem to you like now she is treating you like you cure things?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so well, this is good then. Okay, I'm liking this now. This is. I'm glad we tested about this, and I understand more about your doctor now. That's great. This is great.
There is something you have to know. Since I've had this doctor, she understood that I'm not the type of person, or at least I wasn't, the type of person who likes going to doctors and to hospitals, and that was the truth. And then when the emphysema came to such a state that I couldn't breathe, I went to her and I accepted to go to the hospital to have tests. And she had been telling me for years before that, please, go to test yourself and your lungs, okay? So at that moment, I think she didn't trust me as a person who cures things, because I was in denial.
So yes, you know, that was what I... sorry. That was what I noticed also about you then, and I'm so glad a year ago that you ended your smoking, because you have become a very substantial member of the cure team. You have really changed from somebody who was just a, you know, kind of a peripheral person who wanted to participate. You've become a moving force because you've taken the right actions.
Because I've taken the responsibility for myself.
You have. I'm amazed at you, and you're a great tweeter, and I think it's because you've taken responsibility for yourself, and you have something to say, and you're saying it on Twitter. You're really talking. You're talking about yourself.
Yes.
Now, today you tweeted that you said my thyroid is on strike.
Yes.
Now, I want you to test this. Is my thyroid on strike? Ask your thyroid, are you on strike? Thyroid.
Thyroid, are you on strike? I get no.
Okay, things like what?
When I tweeted that, it was just like a joke because it isn't working.
Okay, I want you to ask your thyroid, are you working?
Are you working? Are you partially working? Yes, I get yes to partly.
Are you doing the best you can?
Are you doing the best you can? No.
Okay, so thyroid, can you do better?
Thyroid, can you do better? Will you do it for me? Get yes.
So see, now you've actually taken some steps forward by doing it. It's funny, you never thought to test these things, I guess.
I've tested, of course, if my thyroid was in opposition, and then I have been bringing it back and bringing it at full function.
But the things that you just tested now, I guess they never occurred to you.
No.
You see, you're going to have to really, do what I'm doing with you for yourself.
Yeah, sure.
And also for each other, because you two guys now, Frannie and Ross, are buddies. And there's Frannie.
Yes.
Hi, Frannie. There you are. And you two guys are buddies, and you're helping each other, and you have fun together, and also cure things every time you meet. And you've got to become, you've got to go forward, like we just did just now, together, on this thyroid issue, because you can cure this. Obviously, you just did test it. I just cured something.
Have I just cured something? Yes.
Do you feel any different?
Am I any different? I get yes, but I'm not able to tell you what the difference is.
Maybe you will be able to later. Now,
yeah, okay.
Now, the session's just beginning. Now, we're going to add a feature to your sessions, whether we film them or not. You should do this for like 10 or 15 minutes at the end of each session, which means you should, organize your time so that you can. And what you're going to do is you're going to tweet together, like you're going to, you're going to each tweet about what you cured and got and changed and whatever happened for you. And you're going to read each other's tweet.
Okay.
Right when you tweet it, you're going to read it, and you're going to tell each other whether you're going to check for, write these things down, okay? You're going to check for mitigations, self-abasement, minimalizing, or just things like that. Things where you're not really nailing it. When you tweet, you want to actually nail it. And also, if you tweet something like "my thyroid is on strike," you need to test it. If you don't test it first, you got to test it afterwards. Okay.
Okay. Good.
And also, maybe another tweet to do later is "my thyroid is back to work."
Yeah.
my thyroid is off strike now.
Yes, that would be nice, absolutely.
Okay, so this is what I see as the focus of your meeting today. You don't have to work on both of you either in each meeting, but if you do, that's fine. Whatever you guys want to do, just take it wherever it goes. I will be back after a while. I'm going to leave you two guys to it. I'm putting this on mute.
Okay. Frannie?
Yes?
This morning when I was working on my thyroid, I tested that the cause of this imbalance are immune dysfunctions. And I'd like to treat this, but I can't because there is the picture of Bayard just on the icon. I have to click to right. Oh gosh.
Okay.
Don't tweet till the end, though.
Yeah, we don't have to tweet till we finish doing the lesson.
Oh yes, then I'll take notes because otherwise I will forget. Okay. Cause of. Okay. Can you test that to check? Is the cause of my thyroid thing immune dysfunctions?
Yes.
Okay. Shall we go to the immune dysfunctions and see what they are?
Yeah, I'm already there. There's a huge list, of course. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's better if you just test down and pick what you test on.
Okay. And let this in capital. Okay. Almost.
Well, don't worry, it's not a race. Even though you want to cure your nodules.
It's not a race. Good to know. Oh, good to know. Okay, let's see if I can get on the hub. I can, and I need the lists. So go to the home. No, the movie. Okay, I knew it. This was Tony and Pintabona. She's always there, waiting to talk. No, they're not here. Where are the lists? I can't find them here.
If you go to the hub, it's on the right-hand upper column.
Okay.
It says list of dysfunctions.
Okay.
And then I'm going to the.
If I go to the hub, I have the list of skills.
Right, but way to the right of that is a little list of things. Let me go back to the hub. Wait.
Okay, got it. Pathologies, bodies, okay. Immune dysfunctions, yes. Here I am, okay. Okay, good. Okay, how many immune dysfunction are there behind my thyroid problem? More than one? More than two? More than three? More than four? Four? I test 4 immune dysfunctions.
Okay.
Okay, anything under the letter A? I get no. Anything under the letter B? I get yes. Okay, I'm scrolling down with my cursor. And I get blame.
Blame.
Yeah. I'll write it down and then, yes?
Okay, so how many ways has this particular immune dysfunction had a negative effect on you?
Okay, let me tell you. Okay, there was a time blame. Okay, it was my fault, right? It's something like that.
Well, I think blame, it can be like you're blaming somebody else for your problem.
Okay, okay.
Or it could be you're blaming yourself.
Yes. Well, I've been blaming my father many times. Mm-hmm. And
what do you blame him for?
My father had affairs with other women, and he didn't even hide it, okay? It's not that he didn't care about my mom or us, but that was what he was like. And I blamed him for that. And once, when I was a woman, and we were at the table, and he was talking about that like he was, boasting. I told him there's nothing to be so proud of. That it's not very nice. And
okay, did you not say something about how it affected you? Like what was the negative effect on you by?
The negative effect on me was I can't trust men. And I get yes. I'm testing and I'm getting yes.
Okay, good. What purpose is it? Like what, blaming your father, what is that doing for you? Like what is it trying to solve?
Excuse me, I didn't get you, Frannie.
What are you trying to solve by blaming him yourself? Okay. Are you afraid of not trusting? Are you afraid of trusting men, or what's it doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was afraid of trusting men, and also it was because my grandmother, who was married with children, her husband was a good-looking guy, my grandfather, and he had other women again. And initially, at that time, it was normal, okay? So my grandmother used to tell me, men are hunters, but as far as they don't, as they look after the family, the wife and the kids, it's all right. That's what they are. And I couldn't accept that idea that men are hunters, okay? And they have other women. It made me angry. And I had arguments with my mom and with my grandmother, but they didn't understand. So probably I told myself, I don't want a man if he's going to behave that way. And in fact, at the beginning of my story with my husband, I was very jealous.
Did you hurt yourself by doing that?
Did I hurt myself by doing that? Yes.
Okay. Well, what bodies is it affecting? Why don't you go through the bodies and see where it is?
Did it affect my celestial body, my gravitational body, my spiral body, my etheric body, my astral, my karmic body?
Okay.
Can I repair the damage? Do I have to know what it is to repair it? No.
Is it still in there? Do you have to remove it?
Is it still in my karmic body? No.
Okay.
Did I take it out talking about it? Yes.
Okay. Good.
Is my emotional body affected? My mental body? Yes.
Okay.
Did I remove it from my mental body talking about it? Yes. My physical body, again, no. Any of my universal bodies, no.
Okay.
And then let me also tell you that many times in my life, this was my attitude before starting doing IMMUNICS, was to put the blame on other people for things I couldn't do.
Okay, Rosella, hold on. I don't know if the camera shifted, but your hand is in front of your face and
okay.
over at the left-hand side of the picture. So good, that's better.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so say the thing that you just said again.
Okay, I was saying that many times in my life I blamed other people for not getting what I wanted. I didn't get that, okay, because blah, 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 you know, did something and I couldn't have that, that sort of thing.
Right. Okay, now do you need to know anything more about this?
About blame?
Yes.
Do I need to know anything more about blame? Again, no.
Okay. So what we did was we went to the immune dysfunctions and we tested down, and then we did the removal and the lesson on immune dysfunctions, which is, I don't know which lesson it's part of. Oh, we reclaim your immune system. So we're reclaiming your immune system because obviously the immune dysfunction is an attempt to fix it. Okay, now let's go back to the immune dysfunctions and see if there's anything more that you have to do.
Okay, anything under the letter C? No movement. Anything under the letter D? Nothing. Anything under the letter E? Nothing's moving. Anything under the letter F? Yes, okay. Is it fixation? Forestalling? Freezing up? Yes, freezing up.
Okay, now you said you had 4 that you had to work on? Or was that?
Yes,
okay.
4.
Okay. All right, so freezing up. So what negative effect does that have on you?
Okay. It made me stop in taking action to achieve what I wanted for fear. And I get yes to that. And it started with fear of my mom, yes. Because, for example, okay, this is what comes to mind right now. When I wanted to play, I took out of all my toys, and I made a mess. I was a child. I was small, so and I think it's normal. My mama used to get very angry, but I could feel that she wasn't angry specifically at me. She was taking it out on me. So I was afraid of triggering that behavior that made her feel like that, because when she was like that, she scared me. And I froze up. And I'm testing yes, yes, yes to this.
Okay, good. So now go through the bodies and see if you can,
There is something more. I remember one specific time. It was on the carnival, and all we children were dressed up dressed in a fancy dress, and we went to a party for children, but of course there were also our moms. They were sitting in another room and we were playing, and I was having a lot of fun playing Indians and cowboys, okay, imagining we had horses, and I was probably raising hell because I was very lively. And my mom came to me angry, very angry, especially because, you know, I was behaving like that in her friend's house, and she told me off very rudely in front of all the other children, and I froze up. And I thought, I can't express myself. Now, it's not exactly the right wording for what I thought at that time, because I was a little girl, but in reality that's what was going on. I can't be myself. I can't express myself. I have to freeze up.
Okay, well, test if this is an earlier, like, did many things happen earlier than this to create this immune dysfunction or freezing?
Okay, did anything...
Another lifetime or...
Okay, did anything like that occur earlier? Maybe in another time, in another life? No.
Okay.
I don't get anything.
Okay, so now you just go through the list of bodies and remove from where you find it.
Okay. In which body is this freezing up? Is it in my celestial body? My gravitational? My spiral body? My etheric body? Yes, it's in my etheric body. I'm removing freezing up and any damage done from that from my etheric body. Did it affect any of my chakras? Again, no.
Okay.
Okay, I bring back my etheric body at full function. Okay. Is there freezing up in my astral body? No. In my karmic body? No. In my emotional body? In my mental body? No. In my physical body? Yes. In any particular part of my physical body? Yes. In any particular organ? Yes. In the thyroid? Yes. Okay. I remove freezing up from my physical body, from my thyroid and my physical body, and I bring back my thyroid at full function. And I'm installing, I'm fully free of expressing myself.
That's
okay.
Good. So now, do you need to, did you do all the bodies? I wasn't sure.
I still have the universal. Okay. Do I have freezing up in my universal bodies or any of my universal bodies? Yes. Universal emotional, universal mental, universal physical, yes. I'm now removing freezing up from my universal physical body, and I'm removing all the damage done to my universal physical body, and I'm bringing it back at full function. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you need to know anything more about this dysfunction?
Do I need to know anything more about this dysfunction? No, again, no.
Okay, so do I. I'm just testing along with you.
Okay.
Okay, so pick out another.
Okay, anything under the letter G? Yes. Okay. Gender modalities? No. No. Grooving.
Grooving. Okay.
If it's what I think, it's repeating the same things, the same pattern over and over again. Am I right?
Well, that sounds right. It's kind of like what your take is on it.
Okay.
And how would that have a negative effect on you?
Okay, let me see. Yes, what's coming to mind is when I was in elementary school, the first year. I don't remember why, but I was away from school for a long period. I don't remember. I probably had something like measles or something like that. Anyway, I kept studying at home to catch up with the class, and I was convinced that when I was getting back to school, I would be ahead of the other students, and I wasn't. We were at the same level, and I was very disappointed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And this repeats itself in my life. I'm never enough satisfied of myself, of what I do. It's like I'm always competing with someone else.
Okay, so is that the groove, competing with other people?
Yes. My fingers opened as
Okay,
soon as
good.
you asked the question.
Okay, good. So, what were you trying to solve with that? In other words,
Okay.
what is grooving? How does that serve you?
I was trying to be the best in order to be loved. And I'm getting yes on this.
Okay. Okay, good. So now go body to body.
Okay. Do I have grooving in my celestial body? In my gravitational body? In my spiral body? In my etheric body? In my astral body? Karmic? Emotional? Mental? Yes. I now remove grooving from my mental body. I'm now removing all damage done from grooving to my mental body. Okay, and I'm bringing back my mental body at full function. Okay, do I have grooving in my physical body? Any of my universal bodies? No, it was just in my mental body.
Okay, good. So let's find the fourth one.
Okay, let's continue under the letter G because I didn't finish. Grudges, no. Guilt, resentment, yes. Guilt and resentment.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So what's that? What are you trying to do with? Do you feel guilty? You mean? And you resent people?
Yes, it happens.
Okay.
It happens.
So what's that trying to do for you? What are you trying to do for yourself?
I think I'm trying to take other people's responsibilities, and I get yes. For example, I remember when a very old aunt I loved very much was in hospital. And one night they called all the family and they told her she was going to die. And I went to the hospital and my sister came with me because she told me she wanted to say goodbye. And also some other member of our family were there. Mm-hmm. And a part of me wanted to stay with her just to keep her hand, but another part of me wanted to go, okay? So I sort of used the excuse that my sister was with me and they wouldn't leave two people there, and I went home. But I still feel guilty about that. Mm-hmm. And I took the responsibility for all the other members of my family who didn't stay.
Well, what were you trying, what's the question that I'm trying to ask? Can you forgive yourself for what you did? I mean, in other words, are you having trouble forgiving yourself for leaving your grandmother? And then I guess I assume she died, right?
Yes, then she died during the night. Mm-hmm. And then I felt pretty guilty. Do I have trouble forgiving me for leaving her? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So feeling guilty is your way of avoiding that you just felt upset about leaving? I mean, like what you did?
No, I think it really was arrogance. Because I think she wasn't not even in the body anymore. Because she wasn't listening or anything. She was really very detached. And at the time I didn't know IMMUNICS, but I knew Reiki, and I could have helped with that anyway, and I did that. But it was like being strictly necessary, strictly needed. She can't die if I'm not with her. She can't die well if I'm not with her, and that's not the truth, absolutely. When a person dies, they're always alone. We are alone to face death. Mm-hmm. But at the time, I didn't know that. And, I was always a sort of let me want to help here, to help there. I have to be with them, feeling needed. Because I needed it, now I can see that. Mm-hmm. Can I forgive myself now? Yes.
Okay, good. Did we remove it from all the bodies? I can't remember now. I don't think so.
No, we didn't do that.
Okay.
Do I have guilt and resentment in my celestial body? Gravitational, spiral, etheric, guilt and resentment in my astral body, in my karmic body. Do I have guilt and resentment in my emotional body? Yes. I'm now removing guilt and resentment from my emotional body. Okay. I remove all the damage done by guilt and resentment to my emotional body, and I bring it back at full function. Do I have guilt and resentment in my mental body? No. In my physical body? Yes. Is it in a particular organ? Yes. More than one organ? No. Is it in my heart? No. Is it in my brain? Yes. I'm removing guilt and resentment from my brain, and I'm bringing my brain back at full function. Okay. Do I have guilt and resentment in any of my universal bodies? No.
Okay, good. Now, do you need to know anything more about this?
Do I need anything more about this? Yes, about resentment. Yes. When I was a little girl, I used to resent other people for no reason. And I think, I don't know, but probably it came from another life. Did it come from another life? Yes. For example, when I was on the bus, I was looking at people, and I resented those people being on the bus with me. For no reason. They didn't do anything to me. They weren't even talking to me. But I didn't like them.
Well, how are you trying to protect? What are you trying to do with feeling the resentment? Like, what's that accomplishing?
Yes, was I trying to protect me? Yes. As soon as you say the word protect, and then interrupted, my fingers opened. I was trying to protect myself, because my mother used to tell me when I was very small, don't talk to strangers, you know, never accept a candy from a stranger, it's dangerous, and I didn't understand why. But I believed her. Of course, she was my mom. And so they were strangers. You know?
All right, well, is there anything else you need to know about this?
Anything else I should know about this resentment stuff? Again, no.
Okay, did you clear it out of are all your bodies free of...
Are all my bodies free of guilt and resentment? Yes.
Okay. All right, now we did 4. Now just check, is there any other, do we need to do any other immune dysfunction right now?
Do we need to do any other immune dysfunction right now? I don't know.
Okay. So even though at some time we might have to, you've done what you need to do in this particular instance. So just check now, are all your bodies free of immune dysfunctions?
Are all my bodies free of immune dysfunctions? Good, yes.
Okay, and how about, are your chakras spinning at the right speed in the right direction?
Yes.
Okay. I was thinking about your throat chakra, you know, so.
Yeah, okay, let me check that in particular. Is my throat chakra in perfect balance? No, I bring it to perfect balance. Yes. Anything else my throat chakra needs? No.
Okay. So how do you feel different now?
Not a difference I can detect, but let me test. Is there a difference in me from when we started this session? Yes. Is it in my physical body? Yes. Is it in my thyroid? Yes. Is it fully working now? No. Is it working more than when we started? Yes. I bring it at full function. Okay. Is there a difference in my emotional area? Yes. What is it? I'm more clear? Yes. Is there a difference in the spiritual area? No.
Okay. Do you need to make any new choices?
Okay, do I need to make any choices? Yes. Okay, let me see what comes to mind. I choose to be fully myself. Okay? I choose to accept myself and all other people. I choose to fully express myself without fear. Yes. I choose to forgive myself and others. Yes. I choose change. I choose life. Have I done enough choices? Yes.
Well, how's this going to advance your ability to function? Like, what is going to be absent or easier to do next time? How does having removed all this help you?
Excuse me, can you repeat the last sentence?
Well, in other words, we removed dysfunction, so how are you going to function differently now?
Okay.
What new things can you do easily?
I can assert myself, and instead of accepting passively other people's decisions, I can say what I want without being scared.
Mm-hmm.
Because, for example, talking about doctors, I see them as people in authority. And that's why the first doctor who saw me about my emphysema had the power to scare me the way he did. Because I gave him this power. So everything said by a doctor, for me, is, it's the truth. They are the authority.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say no, but I have to do what they say. Mm-hmm. And now it's different because I can have my opinion and make my choice. And I'm getting a yes here.
Okay, good.
And this is linked at something that happened when, again, I was very small. I had to do some injections. I don't remember what for. And my mom used to take me to a doctor. I still remember the name of the doctor. And I remember very well that in his study there were on a table a row of small elephants, one smaller than the other. And my mom, yes, it's in front of my eyes. My mom used to tell me, we are going for a walk. And I went. And then after 2 or 3 times, I started to say, I don't like this place. Where are we going, Mom? Oh, just for a walk, don't worry. And then we went into that building, and I knew I was done. And then as soon as I saw the elephants, I told myself, what is she going to do to me? And I then told her, but let's go away from here. No. We just have to see that nice doctor. He isn't going to do nothing to you. But then, as soon as he could, he stuck a needle in my button. And I knew it, and I was expecting it. So I was scared. And what really confused me was that my mother didn't tell the truth. Because she wanted to avoid me throwing a tantrum, start started to cry and scream like crazy. And so
my experience with doctors when I was a kid is so different from yours because our doctor used to make house calls. He used to drive up with his little black bag, and he had like a Bentley or something. It was like a really fancy old black car, you know, like a Rolls Royce or something. I don't remember what it was. You know, it had like, it was very old fashioned actually. It was a kind of interesting thing. And he would come in, and he was, I guess he was Hungarian or something, from Hungary or something. And he would come in, and he always had a very matter-of-fact manner, but I always liked him, you know. And then I remember seeing him years later. I was roller skating around in this park that near where my parents lived. And I guess he had retired, and he'd had a heart attack and everything. And I rolled up, and I was like about a foot taller than him. And, you know, it was very friendly and everything like that, but he was there like throughout, you know, even when I was 20s, and I guess he passed away after that sometime. But, you know, it was nice to see him after all that time. You know, he was our favorite doctor.
Yeah.
He did a lot. He was like the local doctor for everybody, and everybody helped him build his office. You know, one person made artwork, enamels for the outside of his building. Another person made a signpost like out of iron. And my mother designed the inside of his waiting room. And now that building still exists. It went through being like a motorcycle place and all this other stuff, and now it's a restaurant called Roses.
Can you imagine? Nice. Very nice.
It's interesting, you know, like how... and my sister has been in touch with his son, you know, who's... I think actually his son, the son is older than I am. And he has white hair. Anyway, it's interesting, like how... I have very fond memories of him, you know, but... Anyway... Well, I'm sorry.
Also in my family, the general opinion was never go to the hospital. Because
right.
Where you are in pain and where you die.
That's
and when my grandfather had a stroke and he was taken to hospital, of course I went to see him with my family, and my family told me, look straight ahead of you.
Really?
And so I was scared, yes. Can you imagine how shocking? Because if you look on the left or on the right, you can see terrible things. And I was so afraid. So I was traumatized, you know. I said, oh my God, what can I see? And then I saw my grandfather in this hospital bed, and he was so different from my grandfather, because my grandfather was good looking and he used to go out and he used to be brilliant, you know, and when a person is in the hospital, he's not so lively and brilliant. So I was shocked since I was a little child. The message I got was, if you go to hospital, you can't say no. You are in power of other people. Let me test that. Is it, am I right? Yes.
Right. I don't really remember too much about hospitals, but when you were talking about your grandmother, you know, I think maybe a lot of people go through these things with their grandparents who are in the hospital, you know, like whether to stay and how much to do. And now I know a lot more because I guess I got a lesson. And for a long time it bothered me a little bit, but I didn't feel guilt or resentment or any of the things that you did. But my grandmother had a stroke. Well, she had a number of strokes, but she had one, and this one affected her ability to speak. And so she was in the bed there, and I came in, and she just held my hand and looked at me the whole time. And I don't know, maybe she wanted to tell me something, I don't know, but I didn't know what to do, and then I had to leave. Same thing. I think that happens to a lot of people, especially since I was the oldest, and my mother had to go out of the room for a few minutes, and I didn't know what to do. And but I sort of vowed to try and say everything in the moment. That was one of the things I chose after that incident. And I have spoken to a lot of people who have passed away, but that were special to me. I mean, one as late as the day before she died, you know, and I don't know if that'll always be true, but I want to say things while I'm here.
Yes.
You know, I could have asked my grandmother so much now that I think, like, I'm looking at all these things that I'd love to have asked her. It's like, you know, she came from Europe, like, you know, she took a chance and she came here and I mean, she went back later on, but her family was gone, you know. Her nephews were there still, but...
I remember when my aunt passed away last summer, and his son told me, there are so many things I'd like to tell her, but how can I do? She can't hear me because she was already in a coma. And I told him, you don't know if she can. Anyway, sit by her bed, and we are going out and talk to her. Really, tell her everything. And he did so, and then he told me, thanks, Ross, it was good. I feel good now.
That's good. Okay, good. Well, I guess we're done with, we'll test if, have you affected your thyroid by doing this exercise?
Okay. Have I affected my thyroid by doing this? Yes.
And off the top of your head, can you think of anything how would it affect it?
Excuse me?
Can you think of anything it affected?
What I've always done has affected it. Let's see. Talking about my aunt dying in the hospital, yes. Talking about my childhood and my relationship with my mom, yes.
Okay, good. I forgot, is your mother still alive? I can't remember.
No, she died. She died 2 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't think so, I just wondered. That was your aunt who was recent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so is there anything more we need to do on this topic?
Anything more we need to do on this topic right now? I'm getting yes.
Okay.
Install functions.
Is that...
No.
No.
Did you get yes?
No.
No. A body-by-body removal? No.
Do you have to make a statement?
Do I have to make a statement? Yes. Okay. Okay. I can and I will cure my thyroid.
Ah, good.
Okay. And I can and I will stand for myself with the doctors and make them understand. Okay.
Okay, good. So now I guess we have to figure out what to tweet.
Yes. There's a lot. Shall we do it now? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I may have to, my keyboard is kind of high up here, but he did.
Well, before I do, guys, I just want to say that I'm so glad that we filmed this. And I got the whole meeting. And I want to thank you very much for being so open with everybody and showing yourselves the way you did today. Ross, did you hear that?
I don't know, she's not indicating.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
I was thanking you.
Excuse me, I didn't hear a word.
Oh, you know what? You know why? I just realized that I did not turn my microphone on.
Oh, now I know why.
So no wonder you couldn't hear me. I want to thank you. I just wanted to thank you for being so open with everybody and showing yourselves the way you did today.
My pleasure.
I'm so glad that we filmed this. You know, it was wonderful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera off now.
Okay.
This movie was given to you by HUM, World Ministry of IMMUNICS, which enables you to cure medically incurable diseases. We also produce the Cure Drive in the iCollege of IMMUNICS. This is the home page. And as you see here, the movie that starts playing automatically when the page opens is a 3-hour tutorial film, which underneath it is the beginning of a series of movies. If you click on these links, you go to another movie that's a continuation of the tutorial, showing different aspects of the things that people need to get into when they cure things. The movie shows many people curing things. You'll find complete cure tutorials on the home page. Under the group at the top is another. This is a video and text tutorial, and if you click on the link, you'll see it has 10 lessons, and you can click on each lesson and you'll see that the lessons are movies interspersed with explanations. And if you continue scrolling down the home page, you'll find a huge bank of movies of people curing things. Here's one of someone curing multiple sclerosis that you can click on and these play. Hopefully this one will play in a moment. There it is. So that woman cured PPMS and MS. Here you'll find people from every continent: Europe, the US, Asia, Canada. This woman cured shingles, and in this particular movie that's what she's demonstrating. And at the top of the home page you will find links to the cure meetings that we have every week. 9 p.m. New York time, Rome time 8 p.m. Underneath the cure meetings you'll find a link to Friend Me. It's actually Bayard. I'm Bayard speaking to you on Facebook, and you'll meet many people who are my Facebook friends there who have cured various diseases. Many of us have cured herpes, which is what I cured. Also there, if you have trouble getting signals, there is a whole bank of movies that focus on people who are just starting to get their first signals. Many of these people went on to bigger and better things, and you see them in other movies. But these are movies about their signals, how they got their first signals. At the very top of the home page, you will find above the masthead a link to the cure shows. And we documented people curing things on, we did this on the phone. There are shows on about 75 diseases, and the diseases are listed alphabetically, as you can see. You actually hear the people curing these diseases during these shows. That's post-traumatic stress syndrome from 9/11, you know, the catastrophe. We have a show on that, and fever, somebody curing the fever, several people curing fibromyalgia, flu. We had a flu hotline, and there are many people. These people are actually curing flu, and the flu stops. It clears up during the 15 or 20 minutes of the call. It doesn't take long to cure the flu. Over here you have paralysis, parasitic parenting, Parkinson's disease. When you cure something, please join your voice with the voices of the many people who came before you by reporting your cure in our poll, which you can do right above the tally of the cures that people have reported is here at the top. And as you can see, there's a little link here. And if you click on that, you will come to a form that enables you to report your cure. This page is the hub of the Web College. And as you can see, there are detailed lessons on how to remove viruses, cure cancer. Here's a movie on the right here of a doctor who actually years ago cured the flu on camera. You'll notice that skill 1 in the hierarchy of skills is cure physical diseases. That's actually the easiest thing with this particular approach. And I've put a great many things in the hierarchy of skills that relate to curing physical diseases, such as ending trauma, working on your organs. Now, if we go into the Recode Your DNA, there are 10 applications or 11 applications, and Recode Your DNA is one of them. If we go inside here, what we see is a page with a huge amount of links. And then if we look at the links on the right, after the ones on the left which prepare you, these are the actual lessons. And you can see some of them. It might be hard for some people to see why blind installation procedure is related to recoding your DNA. And this is why we've put it in this application, so that it relates it in your mind. This is the reason the Web College is organized the way it is to relate things for you in your mind. And obviously there are a huge number of things, like if you're curing cancer or herpes or any medically incurable disease, it's obvious that there are a great many things that you have to learn. And they're different for everybody. You do not have to learn everything that's listed here. And in fact, cure is instantaneous. And it's always unexpected how it will come. Like, watch these women. They're going to give you a perspective. This is a good way to conclude this little overview I'm giving you here. I go to the 144th dimension. See if you get a signal on that. Can I go to the 144th dimension?
Can I go to the 144th dimension? Yes? I guess I can.
Go ahead and do it.
Okay, both of you go to the 144th dimension.
I'm taking myself to the 144th dimension.
Me too.
No stopping for gas on the 8th dimension.
Test if you're there.
I'm there.
Me too.
Okay, describe what it's like on the 144th dimension.
I feel clear.
I feel less interested in anything below the 144th dimension.
Can we stay here all the time?
I know, exactly.
I don't feel like
I didn't hear the word you said, Jen, when you said how it felt. You said, I feel
Clear.
Clear, okay.
Clear.
You can go there and you'll be clear when you're there. Are you clear about anything in particular? And it's okay to say no to that. It's just asking.
Yeah, I feel, well, I mean, this would take a lot of backstory, but there are some decisions that my family's making that I now feel clear about.
Yes, because when you have that perspective from the 144th dimension,
Yeah.
you simply don't care about anything as much.
That's exactly it. But I don't care doesn't sound so good.
Well, see, that's right.
But it's it. That's really
not
it.
in effect.
When people hear we say we don't care, they go, "Well, God, that's sick," you know.
I know.